Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's special presentation for Friday, April 3rd, 2020. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and this week's special presentation is entitled The Right Tool for the Current Market. The coronavirus has scared a lot of people about investing in the market. With the high volatility, this is a trader's market. Up one day, down the next. It makes it tough to hold stocks for more than a day. This is a volatile, news-driven market. People, though, are making money in this market by taking what the market is giving them on a daily basis. Buying long on up days and playing the market short on down days is what traders in this market is all about. VectorVest can help every type of investor make money in the market, and right now is the time for the more aggressive trader. Now, I understand not everyone is aggressive, but you need the right tool if you're going to be, and that tool is the VectorVest Real Time Derby. For many of you, this may cause you to step out of your comfort zone of investing. Aggressive trading should be done with a much smaller amount of your total assets, about 5% of it. This is not a strategy for long-term investments. We talked about the Derby in last week's essay, so let's take a look. We'll get into the software, and I've already opened up to the views on the last Friday, which was March 27th. And what I went to is exactly what we started talking about the Derby. So I opened the Derby, which by default opens to the day trading analysis mode. However, I wanted to see what stocks were going up the fastest right then. So I changed the analysis mode to today's Derby. By default, the entry price was the market open. Immediately, I saw the Russell 2000 search was at the top of the list and was up 18% already. And that's at 10 o'clock, folks. All 10 stocks were up and up nicely. This looked like a great search to find some short-term winners. Key words here, folks, short-term winners. Since I prefer to use the 10 o'clock rule, see Dr. DeLito's essay of November 21st, 2014, because it gives me a little bit more comfort that the market performance will continue, I waited until 10 a.m. and then bought the top 5 stocks sorted by percent price change from the Russell 2000/RT search. I made sure to use the Profit Locker Pro to lock in my gains and limit my losses. By 1:15, I was back in cash with 3 winners. A stock was up 52%, one stock up 50%, another stock up 34%, with 2 losers. 2 stocks were down 5%, but an overall gain of 25% in a short amount of time. So let's now dive into the Derby tool. I'll click on the Derby tab, and if you don't have the Derby, you will not have this tab, but if you give us a call, we'll offer you a trial to the Derby this week. So the first thing you'll see at the top of the list right now is sinking sectors. And this is as the time that I'm doing this special presentation. It's up 8.5% today. If I open it up, you'll see the 10 stocks that are in it. Look at the equity curve of the 10 stocks. Folks, that is power. Not only showing you the stocks that are going down the fastest, because this is a bearish search, not only showing you the stocks that are going down the fastest, but looking at all 10 stocks in one equity curve. Holy smokes, this is a strong strategy. And this is the power of the Derby to bring to the forefront the searches in the software that are doing the best as we are looking at it today. Let's move over to the analysis mode. We're looking at today's Derby. Why? Because we want to see what's moving today to take advantage of it. The biggest thing about being a trader, and especially in a trader's market, is one day the market could be up, the next day it could be down. We're using this trading tool in a trader's market to make the right decisions at the right time. But remember, folks, this is with a much smaller portion of your total assets because this is more of an aggressive approach. We're looking at the entry price of the market open. We're tracking these searches from the 9:30 minute once the market opens. Now, down below, we have the price and average volume. Price all means that every stock that's found in these searches has a price of at least $1. Average volume all means that every stock in these searches has an average volume of at least 100,000 shares. Now I can change these. If I want to bump up the price, I can look for price greater than $2, $5, or $10. Depending on how much you have to invest in the market, maybe you want to look at higher dollar stocks for your trades. Average volume all again means all of the stocks have an average volume of 100,000 shares, so we are ensuring some liquidity. But maybe you want more liquid stocks where you can bump up the average volume to greater than 250,000 shares or greater than 500,000 shares. So even as a trader, you have flexibility in the tool to hone in on the types of stocks that you're looking for, even for a trade. We are looking at a minimum number of stocks of 10. This keeps all of the searches on an even playing field. Every search has 10 stocks. If the search is run and it only has 9 or 8 or 7 stocks, it will not show up here, but I can alter that by changing the number of stocks as a minimum. I'm going to leave it at the default. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Now we have the Derby timing indicator. Now, what is this? And this is a very important part of what you're doing as a trader. If we click the blue question mark, this indicator looks at every price and volume filter. So it moves and looks at all of the pricing filters that are here, all right, in today's Derby mode, along with the movement of the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the VectorVest composite. So it looks at what's going on in the market to give you this indicator, along with how many stocks are going up compared to going down. This indicator is scaled on a scale between 0 and 2, where above 1 is favorable and below 1 is unfavorable. So we're looking at a VectorVest scaling for this indicator. So you see the 0 to 2. And we have the DTI for the bullish side and for the bearish side. Looking at right now, the DTI bearish is very strong. Now, above the value of 1 is favorable, but we have a sweet spot. When the DTIs, whether bullish or bearish, gets to the value of 1.20, that is our trigger point. So if we're a trader, we're looking to see what side of the market we need to be on at any point in time throughout the day. This indicator will bring us to that notion. At any point in time when the DTIs are above the value of 1.2, it's go time. Now, if it's above 1, it's favorable. You can still find stocks, but that's a preliminary move. Use the Derby timing indicator. It is a timing indicator, folks, to get you in and out at the right time. Very strong DTI bearish for the day. Now, down below, we're going to find what we call our bias looking at the summary. The summary looks at all of the searches making money. Out of all of the searches that we track, and there's 136 in the Derby, only 36 are winning, where 100 are losing. That makes sense on a down day. On the bullish side, we have 106 bullish searches. We have only 7 winners and 99 losing bullish searches. Whereas on the bearish side, out of the 30 bearish searches we have, 96% of them are making money. Only 1 is losing. So our bias is looking at the winners. We're looking for at least 60% winners. That tells me that we have a bias to that direction. Now, put these two things together. The DTI bearish is definitely above the value of 1.2, which is our trigger, and we have over 95% of the bearish searches making money. Those two together are a great combination to tell you that as a trader today, I should be playing the market to the downside. Now, let's talk about what stocks you would get into. We go to sinking sectors, click on it. Here's the equity curve of all 10 stocks. Beautiful, strong equity curve for the day. Pulling back a little bit right now, but overall nicely higher for the day. We sort this by return on investment, or ROI, and we take advantage of possibly the top 2, top 3, top 5, or maybe you take the whole basket. Let me show you what that means. So we know that the DTI bearish is strong. We have a strong bearish bias. Let's look at the top 5 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and watch this. We can right click and we can do a quick folio. As we do that, we're going to build a portfolio on the fly of the top 5 in that leading search. Let's call this SOTW. And what's the search? Sinking sectors. And we'll put in sinking sectors. Remember, this should be done with a smaller portion of your portfolio. Let's make this a $10,000 portfolio. 10. We're not going to use commissions. Nobody's charging commissions anymore. And normally, if you're going to short stocks, you need to use margin. So I'm going to click on margin, but I'm going to only use my money, not the broker's money. And because I know that this is a shorting search, I click on short. And this is the key part of it once you've built your portfolio. Let's go down to edit stop criteria. Once we do that, let's click on change it from none to Profit Locker Pro. I am now going to use the Profit Locker Pro tool to help me to mitigate losses and capture profits. I'm going to use one of the templates. Well, because this is a trading tool right now, I'm going to use the stop of aggressive enhance. This allows me to mitigate losses. If a stock goes against me 7%, I close out of it. But if the stock goes up to 28%, I will take profits unless it keeps going higher. Then it goes into a 1% trail after 28%. This is a great way to take profits without being greedy and mitigating losses so that stocks don't get against me too tough. We'll click on OK. Now we'll click on OK once more. It will create the portfolio. Let's open the portfolio. Here's the portfolio as we're looking at it right now. Here's the short stocks. They're starting to make money already. We're up almost 0.5% just that quickly. And now because we have the Profit Locker Pro in hand, we don't have to sit here and watch this all day. We can let the tool, the VectorVest tool, send us an alert when a stock meets the stop criteria made from the Profit Locker Pro. So I can go on about my day. Even though I'm trading, I can go on about my day. If an alert hits, I then go to my broker's account and I close that position. But again, on a very aggressive, volatile market, you're going to see this number bounce around, and without having to get nervous and you just went negative and you sit there and you go, oh my gosh, what do I do? That's what the Profit Locker Pro is all about. Let the tool do its work. Now, something else I want to tell you about the Derby. If we go to the Derby, go back to the Derby, remember this is a timing tool. I'm going to show you something. Let's go over to the graphs. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to start this all over. Let's go to change it from a stock graph to a market timing graph. Number one. Number two, here we are. The market's going down today. I'm going to change this from an end of day to an intraday 1-minute bars. Now, something to keep in mind, if you are using the Derby, you have to have real time in order to do so. The name is the Real Time Derby, okay? And again, we'll give you a trial if this is something that you want to take advantage of. We can clearly see that the market is moving down. But as a timing tool, watch this. Change from confirm calls to the DTI combo. Throw that on, and I'm going to also throw something else on. Going to add parameter. Once you have the Derby, you can now put the DTI on your graph. We'll click on DTI. Now, in order for the DTI to show up on your market timing graph, you have to be in intraday, okay? Put on the intraday bearish, bullish. Here's our point of 1.2. This is about 1.21. But once the Derby timing indicator gets above that value of 1.2, it will issue a call. Look at the arrows, just like you would get on the confirm call or the DEW or the primary wave. The DTI is a day trading call. Not everyone knows that you have access to that once you have the Derby. This is a day trading timing signal, folks. Notice that the last down call that we got issued this morning was about 10:26 a.m. I'm going to click right about there, 10:26, because it bounced around. So it went down. When you get a yellow, that means leave it alone, let the stops manage the trades. We got another down call, another yellow. Leave it alone, let the stops manage the trade. And once you have red and no more yellows, you now know you're on the right side of the market. The DTI bearish went above our trigger point of 1.2, issued the call. So that was at 10:26 this morning, right? Let's do this. Let's go back to the Derby. The top search is sinking sectors. At 10:26 this morning, and watch me run my mouse. at 10:26 this morning, this search was up 4.19%. And right now, it's at 8%. If you would have taken advantage of the last call at this morning at 10:26, you could have, if you gotten into all 10 stocks, even with a $10,000 portfolio, you would have made about close to 4% today as a trader. Whether it's on a $10,000 portfolio, a $15,000 portfolio, even a $1,000 portfolio, 4% in a day on a down day, taking what the market gives you, that's not half bad. But as a trader, you need the right tool, and the Derby is the right tool for this current market. Now, let's say on Monday, the market goes up. You then all go open the Derby tool. It will say, okay, you buy long. Then we go and we do that. We do the same thing. Look for the top search at the top of the list, and you look at the stocks. Every one of these stocks is making money, every single one. And look at the equity curve. It's beautiful. But wait a minute. Maybe you're not one that likes to short stocks. Well, notice what else is at the top of the list. Contras. So if I'm looking for the best contras to get in on a down day, let the tool do it. Worst performing contras, every single one is making money. Look at the equity curve. It was underwater this morning. Let's go to find that 10:26 time period. It was up 1.31%, and now it's up 7%. If you would have jumped in on that call at 10:26 this morning, you would be up right now over 6 or almost 6% on contras today. Folks, as a trader in the market, and again, many of you may not feel comfortable doing so, but this is a trader's market, and this is the right tool for a trader's market. Folks, it doesn't get any easier than that. And again, because it may take some of you out of your comfort zone, maybe cherry pick. Maybe jump into one or two stocks, but don't forget to use the Profit Locker Pro. That is the tool that allows you to just leave it alone without having to get emotional about the trading, and then issues you a call or an alert when it's time to get out of it, whether it's at a gain or mitigating the losses. It doesn't get any easier than that. So as I mentioned earlier, this software is designed to help every type of trader or investor in the market. For this current market, as a trader's market, this is an outstanding trader's tool. So don't be afraid. Jump on board with a couple of stocks, and guess what? If you take the trial, the tool can actually help you to pay for the service after your 30 days is up. Just think about that. And if that happens, how much out-of-pocket expense does it cost to have real time in the Derby? Just think about that. Or even if it doesn't fully pay for it, it could partially pay for it. And guess what? The market is now helping you to buy into another tool to help you to make money. This is not the last time that we're going to have a trader's market. This is not the first time we've had a trader's market. But when the trader's market comes, you can feel confident in knowing that you have the right tool for that market. Folks, with that, I'd like to say thank you for joining me for this. And again, don't be afraid. It may take you out of your comfort zone, but this is a tool that will help you to make money even in this market where there's a lot of news, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stuff going on. VectorVest is your beacon to guide you through the tough times. Utilize the tool. And with that, folks, again, have a great weekend. If you have any questions, give our product support staff a call. And we will have a Q&A session on Monday. So any questions that you have, please make sure you're there. I will do all that I can to answer your questions and hopefully set some of your minds at ease. So with that, folks, have a great weekend. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you're new to the software or would like refresher information about the software, click on this Getting Started video right here. Thanks to all of your input, here's a YouTube video that we think would be perfect for you. Click right here. If nothing else, folks, just hit the subscribe button right here.